Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas. Welcome to the LinkedIn Live of the holiday season. I am your host, St. Nick, and I am happy to be here with one of the most giving and man on the nice list, Mr. Sam Hurd from Data Integrity Services. Sam, thank you so much for joining St. Nick on this LinkedIn Live today to talk about technology, cybersecurity, and all the
Excellent.
things in between. So we're gonna have a good time today. So thank you again. But before we get started, why don't you just introduce yourself? I have you on my nice list, but let's make sure everybody else does too.
Excellent. Thank you, St. Nick. Um, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody has a great and happy Christmas, New Year's. This is Sam Hurd, President of Data Integrity Services, a MSP located in Central Florida, supporting clients all across the nation. So thank you very much for this time, St. Nick. And I'm really hoping I'm on everybody's nice list.
I'm sure you are. Well, we're gonna, as we believe in the 12 days of Christmas, we're gonna go through some of my 12 days of questions that I think will help people in the business world be a little nicer in 2025. So let's jump right into it. And I'm going to start off with a holiday tale. So let's just pretend that you, Sam, are one of my elves. And I know that, Christmas Eve, Christmas, it's a big deal. It's a biggest night of the year. And when you think
Yes.
about running cybersecurity, what's one of the first things you should do to make everything run smoothly?
One of the first things we like to do, St. Nick, to keep everybody on the happy and the nice list is we like to develop a partnership, a personal partnership with the entity or the business, the client. We like to call them partners. Um, we like to know their DNA, so to speak. We do a network assessment, thorough network assessment. We look in all their goodie bags, their um, their their presence and everything to make sure we understand who they are and what's their motives, what's their business core values, what's their hygiene, their DNA. And so when we do that, we become more intimately aware of the client. So when they look under the Christmas tree for presents, they get the right present, so to speak.
That sounds like a wise tale for all the businesses out there. All right, so let's think about the North Pole. There's a lot of operations here. We have a lot of
Oh,
technology to get around the world all in one night with all these presents. IT is a big deal out here, and so just let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you, Sam, are in charge of IT at the North Pole. What are some of the things that you would think about as far as keeping the operations running smoothly for me all year long, all year long?
uh, oh, St. Nick, we're always making a list and checking it twice, so to speak. We document, processes, SOPs, SLAs. We like to do free health checks, cybersecurity health checks on the operations to ensure the flow of data, or in this case, presence from beginning to end. There's no interruption. We want our clients to be as stable as possible, or in our case, St. Nick, the processes of building something from beginning to end. There are no hiccups. We do that by becoming, again, your trusted advisor, your partner, intimately involved with everything that you're doing, so we understand your motives and your desires and your goals and objectives of a business. We do not want technology to hold up anything, so to speak.
Yeah, we got to make sure those presents get there on time.
Yes.
Let's all right, so let's, right now, part of the technology and part of getting around the world is having the right systems in place. And sometimes my sleigh, it's powered by magic and powered by technology, but sometimes it runs into turbulence. So,
Yes.
if I had to equate that to the equivalent of a client that you maybe deal with, if they run into turbulence, what do you do to help them get back on course?
Well, we like to say that we do not want or do not have our clients running into turbulence, but it happens. Stuff happens, so to speak. So when that occurs, we have checks and balances on our side. We have an RMM, remote management monitoring tool. We have other technologies that are somewhat built on AI that provide us with immediate feedback. And in doing so, most of the time, I would say most of the time, we can proactively address an issue, St. Nick, before it impacts you and your delivery of presents. I mean, we've already fixed the conveyor belt, so to speak, before it impacts production. We're constantly monitoring networks. Now, we also build upon that a cybersecurity tool or service called MDR. MDR is our foundation for protecting and managing and monitoring our clients. Managed detection and response from Sophos, which we love, provides us with the eyes on our networks or our clients 24/7 with a proactive approach to any threats or any things that might break, so to speak. So we can proactively address that prior to you being impacted and you can't deliver presents. We're not going to allow that to happen.
So you are essentially you're the Rudolph. You're lighting the way for all your business customers.
You're 100%. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I like that. I like that very much. So let's talk about saving Christmas, right? So I think I know personally as St. Nick, I've run into situations where I've had some challenges and I've had to get some help to save a disaster that could have happened. Do you have any stories of things that you've worked with clients on that you were able to work with them to save something from going off the rails or something bad happening?
Oh, Saint Nick, I would bring up two different situations. The first, we have a client, and we're actually going to do a LinkedIn Live event with this individual next month. He was actually his processes was they were attacked by a bad guy, a threat actor, as we would say, a Grinch, so to speak, who attacked his network or his processes at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. And he
Wow.
was sound asleep. Yeah, at 3 a.m., he was attacked by a threat actor or a Grinch. And our MDR service caught it, stopped, remediated it, removed it, and in doing so, uh, cleaned everything up. Processes went back flowing perfectly. The really nice thing about it is we keep eyes on that threat for 90 days afterwards, just to make
Wow.
sure we kick the Grinch out of the building, so to speak. The other issue is we do an awesome job at cloud backup services. In my opinion, cloud backup services and solutions are the foundation of any kind of disaster that might occur. I can always go back to our cloud backups and restore. They're encrypted, they're ransomware proofed, they're stored at multiple locations. So in the event of a disaster, I can go grab that. We actually have done that in the past based upon hardware failure. One time we had to go back about 9 months and pull emails from an O365 platform to restore. So we've got a very good approach to both maintaining and, of course, in the event of a total disaster, we can recover.
Sounds like you're saving things all year long, not just at Christmas time.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's awesome. All right, well, let's talk about team and tools, right? So I have a bunch of elves that work with me, and I use, they help me get all the toys ready. But are there certain tools or strategies that you would recommend for businesses out there to stay efficient and be productive under situations like you just mentioned that, maybe the Grinch is in there trying to stir things up? What kind of tools or technologies or strategies do you think you would recommend?
One of our favorite tools is an RMM. All of our clients use the same RMM. That remote management monitoring tool reports back to us every moment of the day about the health of every piece of machinery in your office. So,
Wow.
St. Nick, when you have all of the offices and processes going on, and your elves are working on all of these conveyor belts and building presence and all that, we're monitoring every piece of that with a help desk that's watching for alerts. So if a process becomes overheated or stressed, the CPU or the memory, or there's a update that we need to apply, by using automated tools like an RMM, we can do that proactively prior to anything impacting you and your delivery and your building of all the presence that you have to deal with.
Wow. That
In
seems
our
like a
case,
tool I could
all
get.
of our it's awesome. We have a full suite of talent or engineers on our help desk monitoring all of this, kind of watching alerts on all of our screens and proactively addressing everything. And of course, on top of that, we bundle in cybersecurity tools from Sophos, endpoint protection, XDR, firewalls, email filtering and protection. Um, Providing clients with phishing campaigns to educate their end users. All the above is part of this tool set that we like to deploy to keep our clients healthy. If that makes sense.
That does. That sounds like some great tools. I'm gonna have to talk to my IT guy over here at the North Pole. Make sure we talk to you. So, thank you for sharing
Yes,
some of that. Let's now talk about the naughty list. So, unfortunately, not everybody is on the nice list, and
correct.
sometimes there's people that are, I would consider, naughty practices. So I'm wondering if there's anything that you've seen out there that are naughty IT practices that businesses really should stay away from to be able to stay on the nice list.
Re- Off the bat, remote desktop protocol (RDP). We despise that. We're challenged by that platform, so to speak. It allows the Grinch to get into networks, and it's difficult to secure that. Lack of passwords, lack of security awareness, lack of multi-factor authentication, two-factor authentication. There's a lot of things that we're struggling with when it comes to education. We'd love to get in front of users, clients, and do free security awareness training. We'd like that because we need to teach the end user, the person that's on the keyboard, the challenges that the bad guy, the Grinches out there in the world, are threatening them with. Better education, huge,
Hmm.
huge benefit. If I can teach that individual, that user, why we're doing what we need to do to protect them, my life is much better.
So on that note, I guess when we're talking about these cyber Grinches, how does data integrity services protect your clients from all these people trying to ruin not just Christmas, but ruin every day and ruin their businesses? What do you guys specifically do?
We love the layered security approach. My analogy is your house. When you live in a house like the North Pole, you have a lock, a deadbolt. I think St. Nick, you brought up, you installed a video camera surveillance system
I
for
do.
security. So there's layers of security. So when we discuss proper security hygiene, if you will, with a client, we press the layered security approach. We want an effective password. We lock down what the user can and can't do on the network. We install proper antivirus. Sophos Intercept X with XDR on the desktop, which helps prevent ransomware attacks, all the above. Then we love MDR. We really press and recommend the MDR, the 24/7 network management or network detection and response platform. That also comes with $1 million breach warranty policy, insurance policy,
Wow.
which is pretty cool. Yeah,
That's
and then
good.
we install we do a firewall. We press to install a nice Sophos firewall. We implement synchronized security. So it's a layered approach to protecting that client from the Grinches out there in the world that are constantly probing for a weakness. Multi-factor authentication, uh, all the above. And finally, like I said earlier, a really nice enterprise grade, if you will, cloud backup solution. That's the last piece of the pie when everything else fails. Having a solid backup strategy in place is highly recommended.
Sounds like you guys have a full bag of services to give to businesses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's. So I think there's a myth out there that a lot of people think that my magic does it all. Like I could do everything by myself, but the reality is I actually rely on teamwork, and I think a lot of people, if we equate that to the technology space and cybersecurity space, you mentioned in the very beginning that you're an MSP, but a lot of people, I don't know that they know what an MSP actually is. So, what is the magic that you, as an MSP, you bring to the table that maybe people don't know about?
As an MSP or managed services provider, um, we like to bring a partnership to the table. Again, we want to know your business. We want to know what drives your business, what makes your business profitable.
Hmm.
Then we're going to weave into that philosophy or core values, whatever, technology support that's proactive. And I think that's the key. We want to be, as an MSP, build a relationship with the client and be as proactive as possible so the client doesn't really know what's going on behind the scenes. They just know everything works and they don't have any problems because we've actually proactively addressed issues. And then, as far as they're concerned, their technology is working. Now, because we're a partner and because we're a trusted value add to the operations of the company, we try to meet with that client once a quarter. We actually want to have FaceTime. St. Nick, where are you at on building these millions of presents that's coming up 6 months from now? Are we
Yeah.
on schedule? St. Nick, we have to open up a new distribution center because we're full over here. Let us help you design the technology to do that and give you options on how to do that. We're your trusted advisor, but we kind of want to take a back seat in the sense that everything works and there's no problems that you're having to deal with because we've already proactively addressed them. That's an MSP. That's the true MSP.
I like that. That seems it's reducing stress and panic, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what I guess on that note, I mean, I obviously try not to panic as the leader of the North Pole here, but if there is a last minute panic, let's say that a business right now is at the end of the year, they're trying to make sure something's happening. What do you tell them as an MSP? What do you tell them, like, hey, to avoid this last minute IT issue, what one piece of advice would you tell them?
Couple of things that's going to happen. you know Stuff, Saint Nick, we both know stuff happens. Christmas Eve, something is going to go sideways. What we try to do throughout the year, as you know, Saint Nick, we meet with you quarterly. We try to meet with you every quarter and to look at everything that's going on, both current and potentially a budget type of issue. Where are we expanding at? What are you doing about old equipment? What do you want to do about renewals for subscriptions? Do you want to upgrade? We try to do, we call that effective communication. We want to communicate with you as effectively as possible throughout the year. So come, beginning of December, we're not behind on our presents,
Yeah.
But when it does happen, it does happen. We're currently dealing with it now. End of year budget. Clients are coming up. CFOs are coming up saying, spend it now. We're jumping through. Yes, we're jumping through hoops, getting quotes out, fine tuning opportunities. We meet with all the vendors. Pull vendors in to ensure that these last minute challenges are properly vetted, fine-tuned, scope of work, all the above. We don't leave anything uncovered. We cross every T and dot every I, but because stuff happens. And it's a busy time of year, wrapping presents and making sure we check the list and doing it twice, all that. But we have to be nimble. And the staff, we have a great staff. There's 13 of us. Very heavy on the engineering side, so we can pull resources to help these clients juggle those last minute panic deals, panic issues.
I think, people should feel confident in that you're there to make sure that the panic doesn't ruin their holidays. So that's awesome. Well, let's jump. I only have a few more questions, so let's really jump into. I don't know about you, but I have, even though I'm old as Saint Nick, like I do like technology. I like to look at new technology trends, and I've from AI to everything else. I'm just curious, from an innovation perspective, are there new technology trends that you're seeing or your business is seeing that will reshape how your clients and how potential clients will operate into 2025, 2026? Are there any trends that just you're thinking about right now?
Of course, AI. AI is going to become a challenge, a benefit, innovation, all the above. I still want to keep fingers involved, or fingers on keyboard, so to speak. But within the world of AI, for example, with our remote management tools, RMM, hypothetically, if there's an alert that comes in, instead of an engineer having to look at that alert and respond, AI is now taking that driver's seat, so to speak. It's going to look at that, give the best response and potentially, take care of it without the engineer involvement. I don't like that. And we're going to have to kind of watch that. But AI is definitely a challenge with MDR, with the MDR management part, where MDR is watching the threat actors attack a network. Basically, threat actors are using AI to change their way, their approach to attacking networks, so to speak. So on the good side, the good guys are doing the same thing. We're bundling in AI tools within our side. So AI is definitely going to be a game changer over the next number of years.
I think so too. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I know you work with some of the best technology partners in the world. So I think that's going to be an amazing to see where it goes in 2025, 2026. All right, so I've got a two-part question to close out our session today. So the first question really is, from being Saint Nick, I'm always jolly. And I find it stressful, but it's a rewarding job I have, delivering presents. I'm curious, two parts. One, what's the most satisfying thing for you as an MSP? And then second, if you could give one gift to all the people in the world, all the businesses in the world, what would it be?
The satisfying part, I love the fact that clients, our partners, refer us to other clients. We're very much on a growth trajectory, if you will, and a lot of that's based upon references and referrals from our clients that like us. They trust us. We've got clients that's been with us over 20 years.
Wow.
Think about that. I mean, yeah. So we had a client just today send us a Christmas wish that we have the best one possible, and she just raved about our staff. I've always believed when we built data integrity, I always believed for the best people working with me, not clients, the best
Yeah.
talent, the best resources. In that environment that I get to work in with all these young men and women working with me is extremely satisfying, because again, they like the environment, they love the company, they like our message, they like our core values and all that. So what makes me happy is the growth, the stability, the references, the clients, the word of mouth that keeps coming back about what a great staff I'm honored and blessed to have all around me. If
That's
if
amazing.
one, yeah, if I could give one present to our clients or potential clients, it would be the I guess you would say the knowledge or the education or the awareness of cybersecurity. It's in me. I can't get away from it. I love the Sophos cybersecurity stack. It works. I've seen it work. I've seen threats prevented. I've seen ransomware attacks blocked. I've seen MDR services step in and remove threats. And then I've seen other companies that are not our clients that have become our clients that were attacked, owned, business disruption. It's a sad situation when that happens. But the coolest part of that is when we became a partner with clients like that, we cleaned them up. We implemented proper cybersecurity hygiene. We implemented effective tools like RMMs and cloud backups. And then what's really cool is later on when that client's onboarded, they're happy, like the one I got today. That email, they love us. They are so appreciative of our efforts, thankful of our efforts, and we've become not so much a client type of relationship, but a partner type of relationship. We're friends and business partners and trusted advisors. So that makes me super happy.
That's amazing. Well, Sam, I know it's a very busy time of year in the technology and cybersecurity space, so I really appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk to St. Nick about all of the things that the businesses should be thinking about and what you guys do. So I want to wish you and your clients and your team a very happy holidays, and thank you again
Excellent.
for all that you do for businesses out there.
Thank you, St. Nick. And keep me on your list now.